Travis with TCustomz Productionz, TCustomz.com. Today we're back with part 13 of the Piano Tips for Beatmakers series. Before we get into today's video, just a couple quick reminders. Every Thursday night we are holding a live music showcase event for producers and artists to play their instrumentals, songs, and have been able to talk to you guys in the chat, kind of interact a little bit. And some of you have been sending over some really dope tracks, so appreciate all those submissions. If you'd like to submit, there'll be a link in the description. Also, Thursday, September 10th will be the early bird release for the FX sound kit that I've been working on. It's been over a year since I put together a kit. Really excited about getting that out. There will also be a link in the description for that where you can get on the early bird list, and that way you're the first one to be notified when the demonstration video goes live. So for today's video, I want to revisit a topic that I covered. I started in the very first video of this series, and I've touched on it a little bit throughout, is the circle of fifths. Just to recall real quick on that, circle of fifths is more or less a chart that helps you to easily identify your various keys, whether it be a major key, minor key, and the way that these keys progress as we sharp and flat notes within each of their scales. A website that I found that's pretty cool that actually gives you an interactive circle of fifths chart where you're actually able to click on each of the individual keys, and it brings up a piano diagram and shows you the exact notes that are being played within that scale. So let's jump over to that and I'll talk about it in a little more detail. So this is the website I was talking about. Now there are a lot of other websites for music theory and different resources you can explore, so I definitely encourage you to do your own Google search and find. This is just one that I easily found in a search engine. I type in circle of fifths in Google and you can very easily find this site that comes up. So as I showed in the earlier video, this is the circle of fifths. This is your natural key right here. C, there's no sharps or flats. As we work our way up on the right hand side, C, G, D, A, E, etc., we get into the sharp keys, and as we work our way down on the left side, this is our flat keys, the F, B flat, E flat, A flat, etc. And so when you first look at this chart and you see these various keys on the outside, these are all of your major keys, as you see right here. And on the inside, these are the relative minor keys. So like we talked about before, the relative minor to C major is A minor. The relative minor to G major is E minor. In this inner circle, we'll outline all of those relative minors for you. Now, just at a first glance, unless you know how to read sheet music and you know what these sharps mean in this music staff, you probably don't know what keys to play. For instance, if you know your scales, you know that the key of G major has an F sharp in it. And as we move down to D, we're gonna have an F sharp we had in the previous key, and then we're also going to pick up a C sharp. As we go down to the next sharp key, we're going to keep the F sharp and C sharp like from D. We're just now going to pick up a G sharp. And so it just continually progresses, and you pick up a new sharp every time you work your way. On the sharp side, you just progress in a similar way with the flat keys as well. So if we start with F major on the left side, this actually contains a B flat. The next flat key is a B flat. And with the B flat, we keep the B flat like we did with the F, and now we're picking up an E flat. Unless you studied music theory or you already know a little bit more about reading the musical staff, you may not know just by looking at these pictures what notes are actually supposed to be played. And what's cool about this is it's actually interactive. It says right here, click any key for more info. And so if I first just click on this C right here, it then brings up an image of the keyboard and shows you each of the notes that are played in that scale. And so you can use this interactive circle of fifths chart to get better familiarized with each of the scales and what specific notes are supposed to be played. This website is not limited to just this. There's a lot of other theory, as you can see here on the side. There's a lot of other links that you might want to click on and get more information on. The other site that I've referenced and I've actually taken a lot of chord charts from is basicmusictheory.com, and it's going to overlap in a lot of the same areas and maybe presented in a slightly different way, but there's a lot of really great information here as well that you might want to check out. As you can see, here's the C major chord. It shows you the notes on the staff if you're interested in learning the actual sheet music. It's getting into all of your inversions like we've talked about. And if you go back to the home page, there's a lot of extra links for you to click off of here too, depending on what you're looking for. And so if you're just looking for a couple extra resources that you can use and kind of refer back to, both of these sites seem very intuitive, easy to use, and there's also a lot of other sites and resources to explore as well. I'll make sure to link both of these sites in the description if you'd like to reference them. I've also just published a full blog post on the site on the first introductory video into this Piano Tips for Beatmakers series. It's got some additional diagrams and some additional explanation there too. If you'd like to check it out, I'll link that in the description. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I see you at the live music showcase tonight. Peace. C major triad chords made up of C and G. This is the 1, 3, 5. If I want to make the C minor chord, all I do is I take my 3, which is the E. This will be a place for you, the artist and producer, to submit your song, your beat, instrumental, your mix, for you to make sure that your music gets played and reviewed and critiqued. So simply, this is how it works. Below this video, there's going to be a date and time outline, and this is when the next live stream event will be held.